Hello, welcome to another Ocean Tides with the Big Bad Shark. This is part of our new series spotlighting historical heroes. This month we are spotlighting Amelia Jenks Bloomer. According to Wikipedia, Amelia was born May 27, 1818, and was an American newspaper editor, women's rights, and temperance advocate. Even though she did not create the women's clothing reform style known as bloomers, her name became associated with it because of her strong and early advocacy. In her work with the Lily, she became the first woman to own, operate, and edit a newspaper for women. Amelia was born in 1818 in Homer, New York, to Mr. and Mrs. Jenks. She was one of the youngest in a large family, having at least 4 sisters, 2 brothers. She came from a family of modest means and received only a few years of formal education in a local district school. After a brief time as a school teacher at the age of 17, she decided to relocate and moved in with her newly married sister, Elvira, then living in Waterloo. Within a year, she had moved into the home of Orrin Chamberlain family in Seneca Falls to act as the live-in governess for their 3 youngest children. On April 15, 1840, when she was 22, she married law student Dexter Bloomer, who encouraged her to write for his New York newspaper, the Seneca Falls County Courier. Bloomer supported her activism. He even gave up drinking as part of the temperance movement. The following year, she began editing the first newspaper by and for women, The Lily, published bi-weekly from 1849 until 1853. The newspaper began as a temperance journal, but came to have a broad mixed contents ranging from recipes to moralist tracts, particularly when under the influence of suffragists Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony. Bloomer felt that because women lecturers were considered unseemly, writing was the best way for women to work for reform. In her publication, Bloomer promoted a change in dress standards for women that would be less restrictive in regular activities. In 1851, New England temperance activist Elizabeth Smith Miller, aka Libby Miller, adopted what she considered a more rational costume. Loose trousers gathered at the ankles, like women's trousers worn in the Middle East and Central Asia, topped by a short dress or skirt. Miller displayed her new clothing to Stanton, her cousin, who found it sensible and becoming, and adopted it immediately. In this garb, Stanton visited Bloomer, who began to wear the costume and promote it enthusiastically in her magazines. More women wore the fashions, which was promptly dubbed the Bloomer costume, or bloomers. However, the bloomers were subjected to ceaseless ridicule in the press and harassments on the street. Bloomer herself returned to longer skirts by 1859, noting that her motives were severalfold. After moving to Iowa, she felt a desire to blend into the new social world and make friends, which she felt was easier in more fashionable garments. She also noted that a few inventions, such as the crinoline, did away with the heavy underskirts that she had objected to, and that she felt that there were more important things for her to focus her energy on. Also in 1851, Bloomer introduced the suffragettes Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Susan B. Anthony to each other. Bloomer remained a suffrage pioneer and writer throughout her life, writing for a wide array of periodicals. Although Bloomer was far less famous than some of the other feminists, she made many significant contributions to the women's movement, particularly concerning dress reform. Bloomer also led suffrage campaigns in Nebraska and Iowa, and served as president of the Iowa Women's Suffrage Association from 1871 to 1873. She died December 30th, 1894, at the age of 76, and is buried in the Fairview Cemetery, Council Bluffs, Iowa. Miss Amelia Jenks Bloomer, we are privileged to celebrate you in this month of June for our historical heroes. Thank you. Remember, swim safe, everyone. Swim safe. Goodbye. And if you have your very own Wise Women calendar, you can follow along with our monthly spotlight. For more information on Amelia Jenks Bloomer, follow the link below.